Tell us more a little bit about what is going on about immigration updates. God bless you.
My name is Shola Akere, and I want to thank for inviting us tonight.
Please, let's listen.
It's a great privilege and honor to be in the midst of you, to tell you a little bit about immigration. And before we go, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, my name is Shola Akere, and my husband, Abi Akere.
Hello everyone, please, I need your attention, please. This event is all about this speech. It's all about the speaker. It's all about having fun. It's all about going home, feeling fulfilled. Please, let's pay attention to the key things the speaker is going to mention. Please, can you please sit down and postpone your conversation? Please bring it down. Please, I beg you all in the name of God.
All the people that go for business meeting here, please let's listen.
Bring it down. Please, I beg you all in the name of God. Let's give our honorable lawyer a listening here. Let's see what we can go home with one or two information, please. Thank you all. God bless you all.
Okay, like I was saying, we came to the US in 1995, and we established our law office in 1996. We've been practicing immigration for that long, and we believe we pretty much know what we're talking about. When it comes to immigration, it's very, very, very important when you come into a society to know why you're here. If you're here and you do not have like a 5-year or 10-year plan, that okay, after 5 years, this is what I want to achieve in America, I think you should start thinking about that right now, because especially people that are, okay, you're here, a lot of people come to our office and we ask them, so what's the plan? Coming to America, you want to stay, but what's your plan? What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? So you're not just here with having no papers or listening to friends about immigration advice. Immigration changes every day, so the best thing to do is to seek a lawyer to advise you instead of listening to friends, because the laws change and practices change and the procedures change every day. So we're gonna explain to you the importance of seeking a consultation with a lawyer and explain all the kinds of immigration. We're gonna explain all the things that you can do to get well situated and settled into the society. I'm going to allow Mr. Akere to speak to you a little bit, and I'll take over from him.
Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to see you all tonight, and I do give special thanks to Olori Adeola Shorunke for inviting us to this meeting. We're so happy to be among you all. We are one of you, and immigration is pretty wide. It's like an ocean. And if you have to be talking about immigration tonight, I bet we'll not be able to leave this place tonight. So what we're going to do is just to be able to highlight the important things for a gathering of this nature. We seem to be mostly Nigerians, and we are black people. We're in a foreign land. And what is important to us when we find ourselves in a country of this nature? There's something we call the push and the pull effect. America attracts people from all over the world, and in our country, we have the situation that pushes people out. People want to get out at all costs, and there's no other time where that is more apparent than now. So, when you first come to the US, what is the most important thing that you should do? The most important thing for you to do within the first 6 months of your arrival is to get in touch with an immigration attorney who is knowledgeable, who knows what he or she is doing. Because in our practice in the last 30 years, what is very common among our people is for us to see that they've taken the wrong steps by the wrong advice. And if you do that, you find out that you'll be in the system for about 10 or 15 or 20 years. We see people who have been in the system for a long period of time just because of one slight mistake that they made. For instance, you just arrive in the US and somebody will say, just file for asylum. You don't know the basis of asylum. You don't know the grounds of asylum. You just write a love story. And then by the time the cases get to us, by the time we do a review, we find out you don't even have any ground. And then you are before an immigration judge. What do you do at that point in time? How do you change your case? How do you change your story? And even some people are qualified for asylum without knowing that they are qualified. And I do see this mostly with women all the time. A lot of things have changed in our country, and a lot has changed in America in the last 10 years. So what is most important for new arrival is for them to have that initial consultation within the 6 months. Asylum has to be filed. I'm emphasizing this because this is what is very common to a lot of people. Sometimes you do the asylum, not because you are eligible for the asylum, but you can use it as a springboard. You can use it as a stepping stone. But whatever you do, just make sure that you do something that will give you a very good chance of success. In case you don't have anything else to fall back on, then you know that by the time you go before the judge, you have a very good case that can give you success. So that's why it is very important for you to have a one-on-one with somebody who is quite knowledgeable about our process. So we don't have the time tonight for us to be able to really give you the nitty-gritty of what is involved, but suffice it to say that please, for all our people, let us find an attorney that can guide us. In the Metroplex, we have over 75 Nigerian American attorneys. So you can pick anyone that you like, but it is very important for you not to rely on your old friends' knowledge. Some people came here 20, 30 years ago when things were so easy, and they will still rely on that just to be able to tell people, oh, this is what I did, just do the same thing, and before you know it, you're in proceedings. And then it becomes a nightmare. People are not able to sleep. Even when you are in such a gathering like this, you think about your case, you become nervous, you start crying, and it's not really a palatable situation to be. Another thing that I'm going to share with people again is, what do you do when you find yourself in America? What I notice is that people get involved in some silly things. For us as lawyers, we don't call them silly because that's how we make a living. But generally speaking, we're going to encourage people that even if you don't have any money to feed, you don't have any money to buy anything, do not go into any store to pick something. If you do, that is the beginning of your problem, because the police will be invited, you're going to get arrested, and as soon as you get to the police department, immigration will place a hold on you. God be with you. If your permit has expired, you're going to end up with the ICE. You may not have anyone to post a bond for you. And what does that mean? That is a long detention, and you may eventually be deported. Just like I said, we just want to give you just some few highlights. Immigration is pretty wide. We have the benefit side that has to do with the non-immigrant classification. The non-immigrant classification is very wide. People come into this country on various non-immigrant classifications, which is from A to Z. We have the A, we have the B, which is very common with our people. And then you have the C, you have the D, leading up to all the way to Z. But if you do have an attorney, within your first 6 months, it is easy for us to manage that situation. We can give you an extension that will give you about 6 more months, that will take you 1 year. Within that period of time, you can change to a different non-immigrant status. It could be R visa, it could be S visa, it could be T visa, and it could also be a student visa, depending on what you are eligible for. And even if you don't do that, you also have the opportunity of pursuing immigrant visa. We have about 5 different subcategories. We have the family base. So when we do analyze the cases, we ask a lot of questions. We see whether you have any qualifying relative, whether a father, a brother, sister, husband, wife, or child, who happens to be a United States citizen who can sponsor you. And some people will say, well, if I do go for my brother to sponsor me, it's going to take about 15 years. Who cares? Just throw something in, because you don't really know what's going to work for you at the end of the day. And a lot of people are suffering. They appear to be okay, looking at them physically, but deep down, they're going through a lot of pains. So we do recommend that you please get in touch with one of the so many Nigerian American attorneys. Some of us do practice immigration law. We've been doing it for years, and so we do have the experience, we have the knowledge, we know what to do to be able to guide you, provided that you get in touch with an attorney timely. And because of the fact that a lot of Nigerians are well educated, we have people with masters, they have 1 or 2 master's degree. We have something else for them in the employment-based classifications. We have about 5 subgroups: EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB5. But once you are out of status, that is to say, your entry permit has expired, you are not eligible to apply for any of the employment-based classification. In the last 1 year, we've seen a lot of Nigerians who have been able to, on their own, apply for EB1, which is the National Interest Waiver. I'm so sorry, I think we're running out of time now. So, but I would still advise you guys to please make consultations. You can always consider a DV lottery. You can always consider asylum, whether that is available for you. You can also consider special immigrant visas like VAWA and the SIJ, but you can only do that when you consult with people who can give you proper guidance. Thank you.
How do we reach you? Your phone number?
It's very easy for you just to, I think somebody just asked us the question about how to make contact with us. Please, I do not want anyone to limit contact only to us, to our law firm. We have several other Nigerians who are guild, but our law firm is Akere Law. So even if you don't even remember my name, Labi or Shola, just put Akere on Google and definitely you'll be able to find us. But if you go to akerelaw.com, you'll definitely be able to find us, because some people want to get in touch with us and they're not able to do it. All right, let's quickly take a few questions.
Yes, sir. I have 2 questions to ask, sir. The first one is aside war, which I know that it's not an ideal claim, asylum claim for Nigeria. What other asylum claim can a Nigerian claim? And the second question is, if you file a family-based application, I mean, filing for brothers, relatives, aside immediate relatives, I know that takes like 10 years before it's probably 10 years to be approved. Can you in the process still file or have an invite, send an invite for such applicants?
Okay, thank you for that question, my dear friend. You're talking about the interplay of non-immigrant visa and immigrant visa. So when people appear at the consulates, the US consulates all over the world, they have to be eligible to receive a non-immigrant visa. And the most common non-immigrant visa is the B1, B2 category. So an applicant for a B1, B2 category must always satisfy the consular officer that he has compelling reason to return back to his country. You must have either a business ties or family ties or both. Now you relate that to a situation where you have a immediate relative application pending for you, which is for a father or a mother or a child under the age of 21. Then for the brothers and sisters, that is a 4th preference category. So if you apply for a brother, they know he's a potential permanent resident and a potential citizen. That is very clear to America, but it's just a matter of time. Now the question then becomes, is it still possible for this sibling to be able to obtain a non-immigrant visa? Well, I'll tell you what, the consular officer has the discretion. They have the final say on that. So we've been in that situation with a lot of people, and some have been successful and some have not. So that would just be my question, my response to you. We are not very certain whether that individual will be able to obtain the B1, B2 visa, but we always advise people to try. But when you try, please do not misrepresent facts. It's going to come back to haunt you. Use your proper name, use your proper date of birth, and don't engage in using multiple names, because they will get you on fraud and misrepresentation, and before you can come back to America, you need a waiver. So that is that. Okay, do you have a question on asylum? Okay, as far as asylum is concerned, this may not be a proper forum for me to be able to give you all the details. I do a lot of work on that. But for our women, people from the southwest, people from the southeast, they are able to apply for asylum based on FGM, female genital mutilation. That one is a done deal. You must be a person who has been subjected to FGM, but you have to do it timely, get all your evidence together. It is something that will, in our office, I can assure you it is 100%. That is to say, if you do that, you'll get it. So FGM is good. Political-based asylum for Nigeria has changed since 1999. But a lot of our people are still throwing in the applications, and a lot of them fail. So if you want to apply based on political opinion, which is very wide, either directly to you or imputed political opinion, then you have to do a proper analysis to see whether you'll be able to meet the threshold that is required by the government. But generally speaking, Nigerians are not qualified for political based asylum. Okay. Another thing that is really very good for people from West Africa and several countries in Africa is a particular social group based asylum. The particular social group includes the LGBTQ. Because of the state of affairs in our country, Nigeria, they are against LGBTQ. America is in support of LGBTQ. So if you see somebody who is a member of the LGBTQ and you timely submit your application, you are credible, you are detailed, you are consistent, you have a very, very good chance of being successful.
Hello, everyone. Normally, we're supposed to have time for questions and answers, but because immigration matter is a private matter, if you know you are having a difficulty, don't tell me your immigration problem. I may tell someone else. Just contact me for their number. You can go to their office and discuss with them. Thank you.
Please, let's clap for this couple for this information.